As parents, our priority is taking care of our kids. When they get sick, we get them to the doctor to find out what's wrong. Tonight, we meet a Fresno mom who spent years trying to figure out what was wrong with her daughter. And by the time she did find out, it was too late. But now she's sharing her heartbreaking story to help others.
It's hard to believe something this small can take a life. Something the size of a poppy seed can cause so much pain. A tiny black-legged tick changed Jody Hudson's life forever. That tick bit her daughter Alex and infected her with the killer.
From 5, 6 years old, she was doing soccer. She was, already doing softball. She was doing dance. This is basketball.
One little tick bite left this healthy, active, sweet-hearted girl in chronic pain. The symptoms surfaced when Alex was 10.
It started as annoying pain, and then it became very debilitating.
Doctors were baffled. They thought it was growing pains, arthritis pain. She had knee surgery, physical therapy. She quit playing sports. Nothing helped. In high school, Alex developed food sensitivities and began losing weight.
Beautiful young girl at a young age, thinking, oh, she's losing weight. Oh, it's got to be anorexia. She's got eating disorder.
Desperate, Jody took her to an eating disorder clinic, saw doctors at UCLA, Stanford. Finally, in 2017, 10 years into the struggle, a specialist in Los Angeles figured it out.
And he said, Alex, has anybody tested you for tick-borne illness? And I said, what's tick-borne illness? He goes, Mrs. Hudson, everything that she's saying, he goes, this classic symptoms of a tick-borne illness.
At age 21, Alex Hudson became one of the 300,000 people diagnosed annually with Lyme disease. It's from the bacteria transmitted by ticks that live in forested areas.
It's gone from a rare disease when it was first described to a pretty common disease now, focused in those three areas, the West Coast, the Upper Midwest, and the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic area.
Dr. John Aucut, director of the Johns Hopkins Lyme Disease Research Center in Baltimore, Maryland, spoke to us via Skype. He says our active lifestyles and global warming have led to an increase in Lyme cases, and early symptoms, a rash or flu-like symptoms, are often overlooked.
The patients may ignore them, or their doctors may not recognize that pattern as being something that would raise a suspicion for Lyme disease.
Untreated, Lyme spreads insidiously into joints, into the brain, into the heart. Jody says Alex's case was very advanced. They relied on each other and their faith for the strength to fight.
They look to you, right? Your children say, hey, Mom, you need to fix it. You're the fixer person. And I couldn't fix this.
1 year later, in March of 2018, Alex passed away. But in her grief, Jody took action. She's created a nonprofit, the Alex Hudson Lyme Foundation, fulfilling a promise she made to her dying daughter.
She said, you have to do this now. You've got to be the torch, and you're going to have to be the one to tell people, you know what? Don't give up.
Jody is now focused on raising money for research and educating the community, including doctors, so Lyme patients don't go undiagnosed. An important legacy left by a young woman with a gentle spirit who believed in helping those less fortunate in life and continues to do so in death.
When people say, God, how do you get out of bed? You just lost a child. How can I not get out of bed? For all the suffering that Alex went through, this pales in comparison to that.
And now Dr. Aucut stressed, more important than early treatment of Lyme is just preventing it. He says to recognize when you're in high-risk areas, wear protective clothing, treat your clothes with tick-preventing chemicals, and check for ticks on the skin and in your hair. His team is working on making better tests to diagnose Lyme, and he says there may soon be a vaccine. The Alex Hudson Lyme Foundation is raising money for research as well, and for more information on that, go to our website, yourcentralvalley.com.
It's a great story, Steph, that you shared. It's heartbreaking, and it's frustrating as well. I can only imagine what the family thought when so many doctors, so many specialists, and
no one could figure it out.
And so one doctor finally found the diagnosis that was accurate. It's sounding, though, like today, if something similar came up, that maybe it would be found sooner.
We would sure hope so, but really it's the testing, I think that's the key, because a lot of times those tests really are inconclusive. So better testing, I think, would help diagnose this disease, and there definitely is better testing on the horizon.
But awareness, obviously, huge.
That's a key.
Steph, thanks.